People say a ring is just metal. But they've never seen someone's hands shake while holding a future they're afraid to lose. They've never watched a promise slip from one person's fingers into someone else's. The night my neighbor said, "Let me see the ring, it might even fit me," was the same night I realized fate doesn't knock softly. Sometimes, it barges in wearing a smile you don't understand yet. And sometimes, it places everything you've been running from right in the palms of someone you barely know. I never imagined a small velvet box could feel so heavy, but that evening, walking up the dim staircase to my apartment, it felt like I was carrying a mountain. I had bought the ring weeks ago, simple, warm gold, her favorite. I imagined slipping it on her finger, imagined her smile, imagined our future, but imagination is easy. Reality isn't, because that morning, the girl I planned to marry told me she needed time. She didn't say how much. She didn't say if she'd ever return. She just said the words people say when they're already halfway gone. As I reached my door, my neighbor Maya stepped out of her apartment, holding a basket of laundry. She was always warm, always smiling in a way that didn't demand anything from the world. She noticed the box in my hand instantly. A new watch? Earrings, she teased. I forced a smile. Engagement ring. Her eyebrows rose, surprise flashing in her eyes, not jealousy, just genuine softness. Wow. She must be lucky. I nodded, trying to swallow the ache in my throat. She hasn't seen it yet. Maya's voice gentled. What happened? I didn't know why I told her. Maybe because saying the truth out loud made it real. Maybe because her presence made the world a little less sharp. She said she needs time, I whispered. Maya shifted the laundry basket onto her hip. For a moment, she said nothing. Then quietly, "Can I see it?" I hesitated. The box trembled in my fingers. She reached out a hand. A soft gesture. A patient one. "Let me see the ring," she said kindly. "It might even fit me." I let out an uneven laugh, the first one all day. Something in her tone cracked my shield. And before I could rethink it, I placed the ring box in her palm. She opened it slowly. The hallway light caught the stone just right, glimmering like it was trying to hold on to hope even when I couldn't. "It's beautiful," she whispered. I swallowed. "Hold it for me, okay?" Her eyes flicked up to mine, confused, concerned, maybe even protective. But she nodded and closed her fingers around the box. 4 days, the ring stayed with her. Not because I forgot, but because I didn't know if I wanted it back. Every night she knocked on my door, checking on me. Bringing leftover food. Making stupid jokes. Letting silence be comfortable, not crushing. I never realized someone could care without expecting anything in return. One night, as rain tapped against our windows, she said softly, "You can talk to me whenever you want. Or not talk. I'm here either way." Her presence became less like a distraction and more like a lifeline, quiet, steady, unspoken, but the ring remained between us. A promise that belonged to someone else, yet a weight we both felt, and fate was about to twist everything on a night I least expected. It happened as simply as a knock. 3 weeks after giving Maya the ring, I opened my door to find my ex standing there, hair damp from rain, eyes swollen. She didn't look like the girl who left. She looked like someone who wasn't sure what she wanted anymore. "Can we talk?" she asked. I stepped aside mechanically, heart pounding. She walked in, sat on the couch, and exhaled shakily. "I made a mistake," she whispered. I panicked. "I'm sorry." Her voice was familiar, comforting in a way that felt more like memory than truth. "I want to try again," she said. If you still have the ring." My breath caught. The ring, the one Maya still had. As if on cue, there was another knock on the door. When I opened it, Maya stood there holding the small velvet box. Her eyes widened when she saw my ex on the couch. She understood instantly. "Sorry," she murmured. "I just thought you'd want this back tonight." She placed the box gently in my hand, but her fingers lingered like she was letting go of something far heavier than gold. My ex stood and wiped her tears. "That's it," she whispered. "That's the ring?" I opened the box slowly. It didn't sparkle the way it did before. Or maybe, something in me had changed. My ex stepped closer. "Put it on me," she said softly. "If you still want to." The room fell silent. The rain, the heartbeat in my chest. Maya's quiet footsteps backing away. I looked at the ring. At the girl I thought was my future. At the girl standing by the door who had held my broken pieces without asking for anything. Then I finally spoke. I don't think this ring belongs where I thought it did. My ex froze. What are you saying? I'm saying, you left because you weren't sure. And I stayed with someone who helped me breathe again even when she wasn't obligated to. My ex didn't argue. She just nodded, eyes falling, understanding settling in. She walked out quietly, without anger, just acceptance. When the door closed, I turned to find Maya already halfway down the hall. I called her name, she stopped out. I walked toward her, the ring box trembling in my hand. You held this for me, I said softly. And I didn't realize what that meant until now. She looked down. It's okay. It wasn't mine. I shook my head. Maybe it wasn't hers either. She looked up slowly, eyes shining not with expectation, but fear. What are you saying? I'm saying I don't want a future built on running after someone who left. I want a future with someone who stayed. Her breath caught. Me? You, I whispered. Only if you want to. For the first time since the day I met her, Maya looked uncertain, like she wasn't used to being chosen, but then, she smiled, and not the small polite smile she always gave. A real one. Warm. Bright. Alive. Can I hold it again? She asked. I opened the box. She slipped the ring on her finger, not as a promise, not yet. Just to see, and it fit perfectly. We both stared at her hand, silently knowing that some fits aren't accidents, some fits are destiny taking the long way home. Sometimes life takes things away just to replace them with something better, something quieter, steadier, and more real. Sometimes the person who catches you when you fall is the one meant to walk beside you forever, and sometimes, the ring that once symbolized heartbreak becomes the beginning of a story you never saw coming.